Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. Here we go.
Reconnect to who?
The show. Hold on.
Customer to make me choke. I would just swallow myself.
Sherlock.
JaVonni Ray changed the radio theme song.
Oh,
Okay, I heard that. All right. Sorry, everyone, for the delay. Yes, we were live there. Hi, everyone. My name is JaVonni Brustow. I am your host for today. It is Sunday, May the 1st, recording live out of the nation's capital. I'm your host, JaVonni Brustow, the Media Mogul, and this is PopGlitz Radio, Season 2. Joining me today is quite a crowded panel. We have the beautiful Tyger Leone of TygerLeone.com. Welcome, Tyger.
hi.
And she helped kick off this season. Welcome back. And I also have Muhammad Wali of Bizarre Daily News in the UK, who's actually just joined our team. Welcome and congratulations. Muhammad. Great. Hey. And finally, we have the uber-talented Jay-V Simmons, half of the group Soul Ambitious and star of the web series Bum Rush. Thanks for coming on, sir.
Appreciate the invite.
All right, great. I know it only took us long enough. So in spirit of having a reality star here, I wanted to talk about Gabrielle Union, who made claims of blacks not being able to get in the door in Hollywood. At this year's Sundance Festival, she said that half the time African Americans don't even get the opportunity to fail. At least let me audition, so you can say I just wasn't good enough. Most times, black actors can't even get in the door. How would you say your experiences are, Jay-V, in the industry as a singer and now embarking on a web series? Do you think that it's more difficult for minorities?
The way the music is today, it don't seem like it's difficult because all the minorities that's actually getting record deals today, so most of the music is just crazy. So I don't really see it as a problem for minorities because I feel like everybody's getting record deals because of the type of music that's being put out today. I'm not sure about as in the acting industry, but not in the music world now.
Okay. I mean, I always say that there's space for all of us if it's if you're seeing any type of or experiencing some difficulty getting in, it just means you have to try harder, find another avenue of getting in the door. And
right.
I know you're a little pressed for time, so would you mind letting us know about the web series? I think I saw that you're on episode 6, I think. Of the second season, actually, right? This is season 2.
No, this is actually season 1.
Okay. And tell us about the show.
Well, the show is called Bum Rush. Me and my bro Dre Foreman written and directed and produced it. I play a undercover officer named Detective Lawson. Basically, it's a story about friendship, love, money, betrayal, and violence. I play an officer named Detective Lawson that returned to like the old neighborhood that I used to live in as an undercover cop, sworn to take down the local drug kingpin. That was before I knew that like my best friend was next in line and actually working for the kingpin that I needed to take down. So the story is basically like, being that I have to take down this drug lord and knowing that my best friend works for him, will I honor my badge or my family? But it gets really twisted in the story because even though like my best friend works for this drug lord, and people will be like, well, yeah, why would you take down your best friend? But as you watch it, as it goes, you will also see that, that my best friend did some dirt to me too. When I went away to school, he ended up like marrying my girlfriend and sleep. It just gets real crazy in here. So I'm in between the two worlds, basically.
Okay. And find the show.
Say that again. You was breaking up.
I said, and tell us where we can find the show.
Oh, it's on YouTube. It comes out every other Tuesday. We got 6 episodes out now. All you gotta do is go onto YouTube and type in Bum Rush, the web series, and it'll definitely just pop up. And that's episode 7 come out this Tuesday, actually May 3rd. So it's doing pretty good. The numbers is up there. We got like 13. We only been out for maybe 2 months now, maybe a little bit over that, and we got we up to like a little bit over 13,000 views. So people actually watching and enjoying it, which is the fun of it.
Yes, I started seeing that across my timeline when you were sharing about the show, and I said, okay, I've known this guy for like a couple of years. When did he start doing a web series? So I said, I have to check this out. And so that's very good. Proud of you. And tell me about the group, Soul Ambitious. What have you guys been up to lately?
Well, Soul Ambitious, we've been working on new music and stuff. I've been so into Bum Rush, so that's why. So like you said, when things don't work out, you try to find another avenue. So that was another reason of me actually doing Bum Rush, because I knew that I could write and direct stuff, but I was like, being that I'm an R&B singer and I needed another avenue to promote my music, and I knew that At this moment, web series is popping right now, so me putting my music, so Ambitious music is basically all through my web series, which helps with promotion because now I got a bigger fan base from that, and now I'm about to release an actual solo project probably within the next month and a half.
Oh, nice.
So I've been, I think that, like you said, you got to find another avenue to get into the business, and being, that's why it's crossed over to like the web series market.
Very good. I mean, you got to keep it going. You got to keep trying. That's definitely what I'm doing. I used to say I've never been a big fan of being live or definitely live or being on air, but everyone's told me forever that I needed to do radio and video, even though I've off and on done it for like the last 5 years. I finally gave in, and I do a couple of shows a week. So, hey, it comes with the industry. We've got to do stuff sometimes, whether it's in our comfort zone or not. So before we go, where can we find you on Twitter? Or where's your social media?
At Mr. Jay-V. My social media for Instagram and Twitter is at Mr. MRJAYV. Or you can follow at Soul Ambitious, and it's Soul Ambitious, not Ambition. And or you can follow at _Bumrush. He is all over there.
Okay. And just so the public would know, I'm not trying to rush Mr. Simmons. I know that you said that you're shooting in like 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, I'm actually parked outside the shoot right now, so I just stayed in my car because once I get out, it's over.
Got you. All right, so I'll let you go. So thanks for being patient and for coming on today. I appreciate it.
That's okay. I appreciate you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Certainly, I'm gonna have you again.
Have a great day.
You too.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So the thing that I liked about having Jay-V Simmons on is, he's gone. What I liked about having him on is I felt like this was like Fox News's Outnumbered, where it's a group of women and they're one token guy. Even though I know there's technically one woman here, there's like 2 other gay men here, so he felt like the token macho man. You all don't have to be quiet. You're sitting there like you're at gunpoint. Jesus Christ.
I felt like I was for a minute because that was so fast, like listening to all that, and I was trying to go to the web series and load it, and then I muted myself, let me be quiet for a minute.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned that part. I was in a hurry because he was going to go shooting today. And I said, of all days, when I have this guy here who only had 15 or 20 minutes, of course I waste half of that time, or the majority of it, having trouble connecting. Wonderful. Good job, Vonnie. So, Tyger, what are your thoughts on just blacks in Hollywood? Is it really that difficult for us? And I just wanted to say, as far as Gabrielle Union's claims, to me, in my opinion, she seems to be almost like one of the picture faces of Black Hollywood, I thought. She seems to always be in something. I mean, she's always in some type of BET movie or something. I guess she wants bigger roles, is probably her point.
Yeah, that's
but the lady's always working.
Yeah, she's always working, but the type of shows that she's on, I mean, you have to think when she started out, when I first knew of Gabrielle Union, I was really young. I used to watch Seventh Heaven, and she was Jessica Biel's character, Mary's best friend or friend on the show. So that's how I got to know her, and then from Bring It On, I have not seen her in any, things that are outside of just, movies that are catered towards the Black community, and just being Mary Jane.
Right.
And it's a great show. I think my mom actually watches it. I've only got to see a couple of episodes, and she's a great actress, but
it's a highly rated show. I mean, I think it's their most popular show ever for the network. So, I mean, if anything, yeah.
The demographic for it, though. I mean, she's probably wanting to branch out and not be, a BET actress. I mean, it's a great show, and don't get me wrong, I don't watch BET often, but I have tuned into that show, to watch it on my DVR. But I think she might want the chance to, be in a really big budget, movie or something. And I think that that's what she meant by that. I know that she's definitely, all about the Black community. I do have an aunt that recently passed away a few months ago that was also an actress and, has done some stuff with Tyler Perry and things. But I think she enjoyed being on that level. She even had like a very small role in the movie Bessie as well. And so
you said on that level is in what type of level? You mean above the BET acting?
Well, yeah, or like the plays and things like that. Like she was based out of Atlanta, and she really enjoyed doing the plays. Plus, she was, over the age of 60, so she, just was enjoying having small roles. And she's even like done Single Lady. She had a small role in that as well. So she is more familiar with what was actually going on in like Hollywood and Black Hollywood. I'm not as familiar with it. All the information that I got, would come from her.
Okay.
But I think that it can be a little hard to get mainstream, whereas for her it seems very easy to get those even small roles and things like that, for ours. But I can see what Gabrielle's saying. I don't think that she means there's not any roles, period. Just,
right.
Give her a chance to be in a like blockbuster film, I guess.
Understood. What is your take on that, Muhammad?
I've actually met Gabrielle Union 3 times, and there's a particular word that comes to mind when I think Gabrielle Union: typecasted. Gabrielle Union has been typecasted into these typical black roles that have her feeling like she's forever going to be a BET star. But Gabrielle Union has been around for much longer than, all these other shows and Being Mary Jane, all that stuff. She's been around long before those ever became on air. But now she feels like she's stuck in those roles because that's what she keeps doing. Gabrielle Union has to learn to demand more. Granted, Being Mary Jane is a great show, and I've seen it, how many times? She has to learn to demand more when it comes to contractual negotiations to appear in something. If she wants to appear in the next big blockbuster $400 million movie, then Gabrielle Union has to learn how to negotiate to star in the next big blockbuster movie.
Right. Now, I have a question. There was a film festival that just occurred in New York, the Tribeca Film Festival. And I want to say that this was Leonardo DiCaprio who recently said this in an interview while at the festival, that the thing that, I think I got the person wrong, but what helped their career the most was one word, and that one word was no, meaning that he started turning down roles, and that was how he was able to, get up higher. I understand that things are difficult. It can be kind of hard breaking into certain arenas and audiences in the industry, but I mean, if you're known for taking everything that's thrown at you, you're not going to get very far that way either. And I had just interviewed Clark Peters of The Wire this week. I haven't posted our interview yet. I'm going to try and do it before the night's over. But he agreed. I mean, you have control over your own career. If you want to stand around with your hand out going, oh, yes, a master, to every single opportunity, of course you are going to be typecasted. And that's probably the same way that I would describe her, because she seems to be that type of BET artist. However, you take your resume as it is and deal with what you have, and try to get from point A to point B the best way that you can, make your resume work for you. She might want better roles than the BET shows, but hey, she's on the most popular show that the network has ever had, so that definitely has to stand for something as far as negotiating higher. I definitely wouldn't advise her to take a second role with BET after this, because it's likely not going to top this. You'll be going backwards, if you'd understand. So moving on, everyone knows my favorite rapper is Miss Rashida, the Georgia Peach. I just can't help my ratchet side, y'all. Anyway, she's mentioned in a song some years ago about how when a black girl is naked or half-dressed in pictures, she's referred to as a video hoe. But when white women do it, they become famous. Kim Kardashian. And the empire built on sluthood the Kardashian empire is about to get another installment with the Kardashian family matriarch, Kris Jenner, who is alleged to be considering releasing her own sex tape. Thoughts, Tyger? How do you feel about a...
Muhammad wants to take that first.
Oh, yeah? Yes. How do you feel about a potential Kris Jenner sex tape, Muhammad?
If Kris Jenner releases a goddamn sex tape, she needs to go find the nearest grave to bury herself in. First of all, the broad is like 7,000 years old now. She's been around since she's been through, 3 or 4 United States presidents now? That's a lot.
You said 3 or 4 what?
Presidents. She's been around
okay.
for quite some time. But, I mean, when you're that old, at least have a little class to keep it together. I mean, you're famous as hell. You've got money. I mean, you're not broke. You've got probably millions and millions of dollars. So why lower what's left of the Kardashian brand to release a sex tape, to release grandma's sex tape?
But look at these two. I mean, they're like, every day they're always playing the game of how low can you go. You know, I mean, what else is left?
And it's funny and almost befitting that How Low Can You Go happens to be a song by a black rapper because Lord knows this family only dated black men with huge dicks.
Wait, repeat that last part again. I want to make sure I heard this correctly.
It's almost befitting and funny that this song, How Low Can You Go, you just mentioned, happens to be sung and rapped by a black rapper because Lord knows the Kardashians only like black men with big dicks. And I will guarantee you this sex tape of hers that's being shopped around probably is going to star some 25-year-old black guy she's found on the football field through Kim's phone. And she's probably going to pay her $50,000.
Did you say that she found him through her phone, through her daughter's phone? Oh, that is rude. And hold on, so I will allow the part about the black men, but okay, the size thing, how do you know about that? Because I think we've only seen one. Do you know something that the rest of us don't?
I've seen more Kardashian sex tapes than I have Kardashian episodes.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's because of the problem when you've seen more Kardashian sex tapes than you have an episode of Keeping Up with Kardashian. Oh. I've seen Kim's, I've seen Somewhere to Be Closed. There was that one point in time with Scott Disick and Kourtney Kardashian. Mama Kris is the only goddamn Kardashian don't got a sex tape.
I want to see. I want to be crass for a minute. I want to see Kourtney's if she has one, because all I can remember is
Kourtney.
Was it?
Why on earth would you want to see the cigarette smoking bougie aunt that talks like this? Ooh. I just can't see that being very attractive.
Because look, I still remember the episode where Kris came downstairs and claimed that she saw Scott naked. And she was just like wowed for like the rest of the evening, and she was saying, she just kept talking about how big he was. And then she was pulling out like sausages and fruits out of the refrigerator trying to find something big enough for a comparison. So hey, I want to see. Don't shoot me. I'm just a consumer. Scott Disick, Kourtney's.
Wow.
You never saw that?
I did, but I didn't see that episode.
Yes, she was really carrying on about it. I mean, she was really she just was really talking about how big it was, and I was thinking how totally distasteful that is. How are we going to talk about the size of your daughter's man's penis? But since it's out there, and see, because of that episode, since she talked about it, why else is Kourtney staying with him for all these years? I remember seeing the episode of him getting mad. He was drunk, and he punched a mirror with his fist. And it was like blood all over the place, and Kourtney, got upset, and she left with the baby. And she always leaves, and she always comes back. She always catches him cheating. And because he gets paid as, host, like a co-host, like you're out You're not invisible. People can see you. People are recording you with other women. People are taking pictures of you with other women, and she knows this. And yet she will still, repeatedly, after all these years, always come back to him. What other reason would it be than the revelation that her mother, Kris Jenner, gave about her man's size? I've just always said that she's stigmatized, and I can't think of any other reason. There's no plausible reason that you would put up with that.
You have to keep in mind that when it comes to the Kardashians, Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick, they're like Aunt Shirley and Uncle Bobby, the two black aunts and uncle reunite at a family Thanksgiving 20 years after a divorce, but keep coming back together. They're at each other's necks at the dinner table, but after hours they're secretly screwing each other's brains out. Kourtney Kardashian has got more mental problems than my biological mother.
Oh, God.
Scott Disick, if you've ever seen Kim Possible from Disney Channel 10 years ago, Scott Disick reminds me of the goddamn naked mole rats.
Stop it. It isn't nice to compare people to mole rats now. But look, okay, you were talking about having mental problems. To be fair, she's the only one in the family who has a college degree, and I think she's going to graduate school now. She just signed up to go back to school. I mean, I guess yes, Kourtney did. Because we'll look at it. So, what did you say?
She just signed up to go back to school at 50? That's news to me.
At what? No, I said Kourtney did. Kourtney.
At 50?
I'm pretty sure she's not 40. What is she, like 37 or something? Stop it. She's like 37 or something. Oh, my God.
Kourtney Kardashian is damn near 40.
Yeah, they're pushing it. I know that.
Like 35 or 36.
Yeah, they're all around 35. So now, I'll say this: this is a smart move because the family is alleged.
Kourtney is the oldest. Kim is 34. Khloe is barely 31.
So look, you mentioned about her. You mentioned about Kris not being broke. True. I mean, I believe they did have like a $400 million fortune. I don't know what it was, but
in 2016, the Kardashians have an estimated net worth of almost $350 million.
So, Kourtney's probably seeing the writings on the wall, and the family currently has $200 million in lawsuits against them. $180 million is for Kim's quote-unquote fraudulent makeup line, where she's being sued for it being misleading. I think deceitful was the word they used. I don't know what type of claims you can make in a makeup line that you could be sued for like hundreds of millions of dollars for being deceitful.
Maybe
I don't even know.
Thinking they're going to look like him.
I mean, they should have just put like a disclaimer: must have plastic surgeon plus, like cell phone full of black penises to equal this and be one of us. And then that would solve the whole legal situation.
Makeup line being deceitful, because the only thing deceitful about Kim Kardashian is the claim that she continues to make that ass is real. Girl, please.
Oh, yeah, that's a diaper.
Well, okay. What did Phaedra say about Kenya Moore Home Depot silicone diaper booty?
No, honey, that's 2 roasted turkeys stuffed in a bag.
Kenya Moore's butt looks way more real than whatever Kim has going on in her pants right now.
Okay.
I almost feel bad for Kanye West because I'm sure he has to have a roadmap to find her special lady part.
Oh my God! I'm sure he has
So this topic has no hope.
Just one question for Kanye West.
Yes.
Is it East or West?
You know what? Well, look, I think that she saw the writings on the wall regarding, their fortunes because they have all these lawsuits against each other. Kim's husband, Kanye, claims to have $50 million of debt. Remember, he was on Twitter, complaining about it. Kim herself spends...
That was personal debt. It wasn't debt. It was just meaning that he put out that much as far as investing in himself. He doesn't owe anyone $50 million. You know what I mean?
And I understood that. Hey, I'm a Donald Trump supporter, okay, and I defend his for bankruptcy, so I totally get it. But my thing was, he's the one who went on Twitter crying about his debt. I mean, that's what he was doing. He was crying about it. And
either investors in that crappy ass fashion line.
I mean, that is so not the way. That is so not the way to raise money. I don't know what that was about. It was like he was having a nervous breakdown or something. I was concerned. I did not know what was going on that day.
The past 10 years of Kanye's life.
The moment Tyger just said Kanye West crappy ass fashion line, some 13-year-old kid in Bangladesh works in Kanye West sweatshop to scream, "Finally, somebody knows the truth."
I mean, why would you pay that much for that? I mean, it's almost like making a mockery of people who have to, that really can't even afford to buy a T-shirt from Target, but then you're paying somebody $2,000 for a holy sweater.
Well, hey, some things are, you market.
It's rich people problems, basically, and I don't want to hear about it.
When it comes to Kanye West, I have one way to describe Kanye West. # rich people problems.
Well, hey, I mean, according to the lawsuits and all against them and their spending sprees, Kim K, who spends over $300,000 a month in shopping. I repeat, she spends over $300,000 a month in shopping. If you go broke, that's what you get. And then their home, I think, what was it? Was it 15? I forgot how many millions of dollars that home was. I think it was $25 million, which is exorbitant.
A $25 million home, but she also has
the one in Bel Air.
3 homes in Europe. Yeah, she has a Bel Air home, a Hollywood home, Beverly Hills home.
I mean, with the Bel Air one alone, that is exorbitant, even for a celebrity estate. I've always been a real estate junkie. People, you just don't see $25 million homes all over the place, especially not for a reality star. What are you doing to bring in money to warrant spending money on something like that?
Yeah, but in Bel Air, California, a fucking cardboard box is $10 million.
No, of course. I mean, for 25, they have 10 to 15,000 square feet, which is again also huge.
I just don't think it's necessary, especially if you're not there all the time. And it's not that many homes within one state. Is just crazy. As far as
I'm all for space.
They have all over the country. That's different.
See, I'll say this. I'm all for space. I want 4,000 square feet. I'll be comfortable with 3-ish, 3,500. I think a McMansion actually counts. A 4,000 square feet is a McMansion. But I mean, again, the show ratings have been dropping. People aren't that interested in them. You might remember Barbara Walters asked, how what is it like when you don't have talent? And they said, well, it's a lot of work keeping people interested in you. You have to be interesting as a person. And apparently, I think that some near 10 years later of the show, the people don't see them as interesting as they once did, as cited by the lowered ratings. So they might want to get their assets together, curb some of that spending, and act like the reality star that she is, unless she starts cashing in Hollywood or something. I think that the Kardashian hype is going to start
remain rich for the rest of
coming down.
Life. She should have married Jay-V. She married Kanye West, who spends more than she does on freaking clothes and hairspray.
Hairspray? Moving along. So there's this new mattress that can detect your spouse cheating. For a low price of $1,700, you can have your very own newly released Smartress that will let you know if your spouse is having sex without you. It features 24 sensors that they call the quote-unquote lover detection system. The company spokesperson said, "You can't imagine the tests we've done to make sure the system works correctly." Now, that sounds like a pretty fun job I wouldn't mind having, mattress testing.
I'm not testing any mattress. No.
TMI. Tyger, how do you feel about the idea of needing to get a mattress to see if your spouse is cheating? Is this a good idea? I mean, would you do it?
I feel like no, I'm not buying a mattress to see if my spouse is cheating. For one thing, I feel like it's ridiculous. If you can't trust the person that you're with and it comes down to you actually paying for a stupid-ass mattress that we know does not work, I mean, like, really, there's no way of knowing that works unless you have someone come in and do a semen analysis or something after, like some type of cleanup crew come in and test and see, like, who's been in there and test bodily fluids. If you can't trust the person that you're sleeping with, leave them alone. They shouldn't be in the bed with you, period. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. People do, cheating and relationships and stuff is like big business, I guess, and anything to make someone buy something, especially someone that's insecure, they'll probably pay for it.
You say that, Tyga.
What, the insecurity portion of it, or just, I think it is big business. Look at these shows, like,
look at Cosmopolitan. I mean, that entire magazine is to feed into insecurities with all of the questions that they have for women about, 10 ways to keep your man interested, 10 ways to find out if he's not interested.
He's not interested if he's
10 objects, 10 items to purchase. Yeah, 10 items to purchase to see if your man is cheating. Item number 1, $1,700 Smartress. What were you saying, Muhammad?
I said it's so funny that she said that, because if a bitch is gonna buy a fucking $1,700 mattress to check up her boyfriend with another bitch, you better bring Olivia Benson up in there with some damn forensic flashlights from that damn doctor who sits downstairs in the episode talking about every 5 minutes. Flash that purple light to find that semen, because otherwise you just spent $700 on a goddamn mattress that does nothing. Unless they got some secret cameras up in there or something.
Well, they said there's sensors on it to test the pressure. With the exception of, like, I don't know,
there is no sensor.
Someone's jumping up bed every.
Because
unless you're married to like a 16-year-old who's jumping up and down on the bed,
because that's the thing. With a mattress like that, there's no sensor that's actually going to detect someone having sex. Because what if my boyfriend or whatever bought that mattress? And bought it home or whatever, and he was at work, and I just decided to go in and take a nap and watch TV. Those sensors would go off telling him about having sex. All I was doing was setting up.
Well, I haven't seen a demonstration of this. It might show the levels. Whether you're just lying in one place. Generally people who are cheating, no one is going to go out of their way to go and sneak in the house when no one is home to just lie on the bed. Those sensors, if you're cheating and you're going to sneak somebody in the house, those sensors will be going the hell off.
I'll put it this way.
And for extended periods of time.
You like to use a dildo.
How much motion are you going to be doing with that?
If you're like JaVonni Brustow, then you
perhaps I should direct that question to Tyger. How much movement is going to occur with one of those things?
Well, you don't want to ask me that. I'm on the other side of the room.
I'm pretty sure.
What did Muhammad say about if you're like JaVonni? What?
You what?
What did you say about if you're like JaVonni?
I said, if you're like Mr. JaVonni Brustow and like to use a dildo in bed, there's going to be a lot of movement in there. That'll set off the sensors.
Hey, you haven't been in my room to be making that joke. Hey. No, you didn't. I had to think for a minute. Wait a minute. I don't know what type of evidence Obama mentioned this during the White House Correspondents' Dinner last night about how journalists don't do investigative journalism anymore to get facts. Okay, the next time you say my name, you better put some respect on it. All right. Would I spend $1,700 on something like that? No. I mean, I can be a wasteful person, but for that, no. And as far as the censors, not really being accurate, if you're going to say, if your response to me was like, oh, I was just lying on the bed or I was tossing and turning, okay, the censors are supposed to detect sex. And I think that if you are cheating, then I expect, if I'm going to catch you, then like those censors need to be going, okay? And if they weren't, or if you actually went through the effort of cheating in my bed and the censors hardly went off, I feel sorry for you. Because apparently the other person sucks. And you suck for being with that person. If you're going to cheat, I mean, come on, just cheat now. Break those damn censors. Next topic. This week we saw the temper tantrum to end all temper tantrums from daytime television's Kelly Ripa, who was given 30 minutes notice that her co-star Michael Strahan wouldn't be returning to the show. Although the official end date wasn't until, I think, November or so, she decided not to come to work for the next week. Upon her return, she cited a lack of respect in the workplace. And to add insult to injury, Kelly decided on live television to blast Michael Strahan's divorce he had, a touchy subject of his, and a way to mock his 2 divorces while she's been married for the last 20 years. Tyger, what is your take on this woman who just decided that she was not going to come to work, all because of something that happened behind the scenes? And mind you, all this is played out in the public. What are your thoughts on that? Tyger. All right. Looks like I have some connection. Okay, great. Okay, guys, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be back. We'll be back in just a moment. Tyger? No. Well, okay, that wasn't long. All right, what was I asking? I was talking about Kelly Ripa and this whole episode that's played out in the national press all over staffing issues with her show. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, gosh. I think I'm still getting notifications from E! News because, I stay on there when they have their live shows. And I think that I'm over Kelly Ripa. I originally liked her, but I feel that as a person...
I'm going beyond that time. Don't ignore that.
Oh, okay. I feel like when you're a professional... I understand that she was taken by surprise and everything. It was not fair, how the network went about that. However, she's a professional. She's been in this business long enough, and you're on TV every day. You know that you're a celebrity, even though you interview. Your job is to interview other celebrities and everything. You have
keep going.
To get stuck with. So I just feel like she's going about it the wrong way. She's been shady, since she came back on Tuesday. Like, she's had all this, kind of throwing shade at Michael Strahan and everything. And I feel like, you know, she could have taken that to a personal blog or something, not on TV. And now it's to the point that he has to leave the show. He's leaving the show a lot sooner than expected because of, you know, they're saying with the tension between the two of them now, it's gotten to that point that...
Yeah, it's something like 6 months early. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Was my take on it. She left and she was gone for a few days, and they claimed that the first day that she was off was for her to process everything, but the other days that she was off were planned days off. I don't know about that or whatever. I think it was just a lie. But anyway, I feel like if somebody is a coworker of mine and they decide to get up and leave, you know, today, I can't just go on vacation a week later, for a whole week right after that and, you know, throw a tantrum and everything, because work still has to go on. And if it was you or any of the rest of us that don't work, you know, on national TV, we would still have a job, you know, come Tuesday morning or whenever we decide to come back. I don't
even remember the millions that she paid.
I think it's like $20 million a year is what I read. I don't know if that's factual, but everybody keeps throwing out this $20 million or something, and they're thinking that now she's probably getting even more so that they can pacify her with this temper tantrum that she's throwing.
Yeah, and that...
all in all...
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to mention, like, one pet peeve or just one remark that had pissed me off, and I won't say by who, but was saying that because she's a woman, that it's just unfair that she's unable to say something. Well, I have an issue with just the woman card being pulled, period. This is a professionalism issue. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, what the hell happened backstage or what happened, business-wise. I mean, this did not occur on the air. There's no reason to take this to the air. You do not discuss whatever type of personal issues that you have or just the business issues on air. That is your job. While you're working and while you're on the clock, you're expected to be professional, period. No one needed to know this, and so you have this whole side story going on. And when she returned to work, she said that, because this happened, I really didn't know how I was going to respond, so I needed to be off from work so that I wouldn't say the wrong thing. Well, now that says to me or to the public that you're unable to contain yourself. You don't have any self-control. Who wants to hire someone who does not have self-control, who's just unable to get through the workday for her? Yeah, to get through a couple hours of being on air. No one. Well, what is it, 1 hour of what her show is, whatever?
Well, Kelly Ripa keeps talking like she's irreplaceable, and she's not. I mean, she needs to remember that originally Live with Kathy Lee and Regis.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
we are all... Yes. I mean, we are all replaceable, period. Period. I don't care who you are. I mean, we all reach that time. I mean, she's pushing 50. That's far off. So, I mean, hey, and she was a replacement anyway. You're upset about him, but, if the day came where they snapped their finger and decided to get someone else, she'd feel really stupid. I absolutely guarantee that. Because it can happen. There are other people, and there are younger people, people as well. I mean, while people she was out, of course.
I mean, someone even suggested me, and I love to hate Nene's leaks, but Nene has really, I mean, out of all of the housewives, Nene is the one who really, she just took over, period. She's everywhere now. Whoever her, management and everything is, they are doing an amazing job with her. I mean, can you believe
Absolutely.
That she started from Real Housewives of Atlanta? I mean, she thinks she's been in this business for a while. I mean, there are some people who entertainment, they're just made for it, and they find out later on in life. And I mean, I would not mind seeing Nene on there. I mean, I think that she would be professional enough to handle herself well, on that type of a, forum. And like you said, there's people that are younger and, you know, more entertaining, more out there. Kelly Ripa is more so for, you know, she's not even in our age group. You know what I mean? She's a lot older than us. So it's not like people our age are like, oh, my God, it's Kelly Ripa. Like, I would not.
I mean, she was a 90s soap opera actress, so.
Right, so like that's somebody like my mom was like, oh, that's Kelly Ripa, even though we didn't watch the channel. We watched CBS soaps anyway. But,
from a 20-year, I mean, from a time period of 20 years ago. She just appeared on Bravo's when Andy Cohen was doing like the throwback show from 1994. What happened in '94, and she was talking about her time in soap opera land back then. Well, that was kind of a long time ago. And yes, there are other people who could come in who would bring in a different demographic and would be happy about it.
Yep.
And would not be walking.
They get a lot more tours. And just think there's a lot more stay-at-home, you know, women, not even just mothers. You know, there's a lot of women now that have their own companies and have time to actually watch the show. Right. You know, it's not just older women who have retired and people who have retired. These are younger people who have their own companies who have time to sit there and watch, you know, and catch the show. So
I'm at home quite a bit. Yeah, I'm at home quite a bit. You know, give me a reason to look. Yep. I mean, you know, they took the hot black guy off. I mean, you know, throw in some more male eye candy, and maybe I'll tune back in.
How would you feel about Anderson Cooper, since everyone keeps saying Anderson should be the
I saw one interview where he said that he absolutely would not do it. I think he said it to Bill O'Reilly, and he said that I know that you would be happy for me to give up my 8 o'clock spot, but not happening.
Well, because he made it like he was open to it with Andy Cohen.
Yeah, I think because it's still being shopped around out there, so it must be some type of truth to it, because they keep, I mean, of all the options, which I didn't really read them all, he's the one that's being touted around so much as possibly being a replacement. I mean, you know, I kind of like the idea of having the black man on there, but
I think Kelly likes that idea too. That's why she's throwing this little hissy fit.
I know. I mean, hey, look, you want to make fun of the man for being divorced a couple times on live television? Yes, we know that you've been married for 20 years. But, you know, just because your husband didn't leave you while you were possibly playing around with your black cuckold friend, doesn't mean you have to have a tantrum on national television. Okay, moving on. I felt like she was good for the show. I mean, just all this did not have to happen. Things happen. It did not have to be brought out into the public. My thing that I'm always telling people is the show must go on. It doesn't matter what happens. You got to keep working. The show's got to continue happening. Didn't I just tell you all earlier that my show was going to continue every week, no matter if people died or quit, or no matter what I had gone through with my life? Yes, like today. I mean, I was like out of breath. The thought of canceling the show possibly happened. I was like, nope, won't happen. Will not happen. And by the way, our other person for the day had to skip out early, Mr. Muhammad. That's okay. Still love him. I'll be nice on the air.
He was great. I enjoyed his commentary. No filter at all.
Yes, I like Muhammad. He was great. So next, Beyonce has she's back. Miss Beesus, Biaki, Benonsense, whatever you want to call her, is back with her new secret album, Lemonade. She just apparently just refuses to do any type of a major label release. And, you know, say what you want I mean, this is helping her husband's music streaming service. I get it. You know, she's a sacrificial lamb. But you're still kind of like alienating the rest of the public, you know, just forcing everyone into doing this. I think that she's just really marginalizing herself. The numbers are going to look good for Tidal. I mean, just this exclusive Tidal release that she just did, and the same thing for iTunes. In the past, by her refusal of being a part of the major industry machine, you know, not putting out physical CDs, not.
It's on there. It's on iTunes. It's just that they didn't get it first. They let it play out on Tidal for a couple of days first. The only thing with iTunes is you can't stream it. You have to purchase it.
Right. So I mean, well.
And I understand where they're coming from as far as that, but if you want it, you'll pay for it, honestly.
That's true. I mean, I'm saying not going the standard route of everyone else, the physical, the physical CDs. And is she still with Columbia? I think she is.
See.
I know that there's a Parkwood Entertainment, I think, which is what she has.
That's hers.
Yeah, hers. Not really sure.
Columbia anymore. Well, I think Columbia still has her on their list of artists.
I mean, Columbia, in my opinion, is still number one and the biggest. You just don't walk away from Columbia. It doesn't matter how much you're trying to make your husband some money. That you do not do. But anyway, big Beyonce's always number one. And then here we have Drake, who just released his album Views from the Six, also on Tidal.
Yes.
Just announced that his record sold 600,000 in a day.
Well,
and I believe it's on iTunes. Isn't it on Tidal as well?
Well, it's probably on Tidal too, but he likes to support iTunes actually. But yeah, his is available for streaming on iTunes.
Yeah, but he said 600,000 in the first day, whereas I think Beyonce was set to do 600,000 in a week. So Lord and behold, Beyonce's taking second place to a rapper. Didn't know if I would ever see see that day coming.
Because men and women are purchasing Drake's album or, streaming it as well. Whereas for Beyonce, there are a lot of males as far as, there's still male and female, but Drake is everything. There's going to be straight guys, gay guys, straight girls, gay girls, whatever. Like, he has more of everything. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that he's singing. Now, the fact is, though, a lot of the guys that I'm seeing are a little disappointed in the Views album because it's a lot of singing. And, of course, a lot of people think that Drake can't sing. But it's a lot more for the ladies, it seems. But I think that that's what helped him initially was, as far as the sales amounts, was that it was both men and women, of all, sexual orientations that were purchasing that, whereas Beyonce's was mostly, towards the women and the, LGBT community, I felt. So I could see the sales portion of it, but a lot of the people that are listening are saying that Beyonce's record is actually a lot better than Drake's as far as the quality, like the actual tracks. Hers are a lot better than what's on Views right now.
I mean, and the effort put into it. I mean, it's an entire video album.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's always been, for years, been, big on doing as many visuals as possible. I mean, back to her second album of B-Day, when she just one day came out and decided to release those six videos all at one time. She admitted that she almost had a breakdown back then. I mean, I'm glad to see that the lady is trying to outdo everybody, but that's not something I wish on somebody, even though I'm not her biggest fan.
Yeah, I'm not one of her biggest fans. I'm a fan. I love her music. I'm not a stan for her music. I can't listen to the whole CD. I did what made me really much enjoy Lemonade was just the overall. I loved how it looked like American Horror Story, for one thing. It was very dark, and it put meaning to what was being said and what was being portrayed, you know, throughout the whole visual. But I liked that we got snippets and then we got full songs, and so it kind of let you decide as the listener, like, what do I want to listen to? Because since I don't have Tidal, I did have the free version during the Life of Pablo, which was Kanye's album. I did have Tidal for that. But me watching on HBO, it allowed me to say, okay, these are the songs that I'm going to purchase, you know, from iTunes. So I went and purchased the songs that I actually really enjoyed from the video. And I can honestly say I've replayed them multiple times during this whole, you know, this past week. So I actually like the visual a lot better than most of the records. Some of the records on the album, I felt, you know, they're not good enough for me to listen to without just watching them from the visual. But it was a great thing. I mean, I think that this is like, as far as that visual, that's like the best video series, like, period, that she's ever done. Like, I don't think anybody else can top that.
Yeah, my thing with her, as I said, she's been, you know, much less mainstream in recent years. And personally, I haven't really been a fan since Be There. I mean, I felt like that was very mainstream. She's amazing at her party anthems. But she's been saying for years that she doesn't want to be known for that. She's always said she wants to share more of her. So, hey, if you're able to work and make money by doing what you love and the way that you want to do it, you know, who am I to judge? Or is, what's that guy's name? Who are me to judge? Mr. I'm Not Gay No More, Mr. I'm Not Gay No More, Andrew Caldwell. Who are me to judge? That's his thing. I think he even made a song about that, too. Go look it up. But she's been on a creative rant for maybe the last 5 years by just deciding to only put her music out on her husband's music streaming service by making him some money. They're trying to change the industry in that sense, and I'm all for it. But it's something else that I'll let you know that I'm here for. There were conservatives who were calling her a terrorist for one of the videos where she's like burning shit down. She was burning a field. She I think she lit the house on fire. I didn't watch the whole thing, as you can tell, but of course this is the visual they decided to play on Fox News. Of course, what else would they show? Her walking on top of cars and breaking out windshields and things like that. And they call that terrorist behavior. So anytime that you can manage to upset a group of people, especially Republicans, I think that's funny. I mean, it's art.
Yeah, and when she was
it's
doing
art,
it,
you're expressing.
like, it was it's expressive, but did they listen to the song to see that it?
No, because it represents. It's too reminiscent of Baltimore. You know, she's one of those Black Lives Matter people. The next thing we know, she's going to be outside burning a CVS down. Look out! In fact,
the thing is, the song was about her husband cheating. Like when she was doing that, so it was like, you know, like of course she's busting windows out and everything. Like it. I don't know. I think that people get so upset, and those same people, Republicans, are voting for Donald Trump and, you know, wanting to, quote, unquote, make America great again. Like, you have no problem with this man who takes endorsements and everything by the Klan, but someone expressing themselves in art, when a Black woman does it, then it's a problem and it's scary. But you don't find it scary, the things that happen at the Trump rallies and things like that, like things that are outside of someone acting on the video. Like, I just think it's bizarre.
There's a difference. I mean, I will side with you again. This is art, and it was about her husband cheating. And I just love how her fans, the Beehive, were out on this witch hunt trying to figure out who the person was. Who is the alleged mistress? And one of them being Rachel Roy, which, by the way,
not Ray.
yes, let's be clear there. Who is Rachel Roy? Because this name, I just found out who she was.
She's a fashion
as all of this
designer.
started.
Honestly, a lot of her stuff in Macy's. A lot of her clothing, Macy's.
How come I have not heard of this lady up until now?
I don't know. I mean, I've always found her stuff in Macy's. It's kind of high-end juniors wear, like, around our age and juniors. It's not for women, like in their 40s or anything like that. I mean, well, some of them would probably wear it, but it's, like young clothing and not ratchet or anything, but just, kind of like, I don't know. I like her outfits and everything, but a lot of people didn't know who she was. And she made her
comment saying that, talking about when on the record, Beyonce referred to the person that her husband was cheating with, quote unquote, Becky with the good hair, and she was making a joke about what, having good hair, something like that, and everyone was like, "Ha, it's you!" And she had to cancel an appearance afterwards. Whether or not that was necessary of her to jump out there and say, probably not. But she has been alleged to, in private, it's always been said that Beyonce's accused her of being, of cheating with her husband forever. And it was kind of like an I'm sick of it type of thing. And even in that little cloaked statement that she made, she said that she was tired of Beyonce being, well, not Beyonce, but she was talking about women being petty, and basically needed to grow up. Like
petty.
Like, you don't have to address me in a song. Or how about this? You didn't have to acknowledge it at all. No one said your name. But you know how the side chicks are. I mean, she came back and apologized and said that her statement was in fun and had nothing to do with Beyonce. But for cheating women or the other woman, sometimes they tend to like to make themselves be seen. They do little things like, leaving cologne on you, leaving cologne on the person's husband, that type of thing. That's what I thought that was. But
messy.
Yeah, it's just being messy. You can't just enjoy it, and for what it is, you gotta pick a fight with the queen. It's something else. During Beyonce's tour, the opening night, she was selling what were those T-shirts called? Boycott Beyonce, which I absolutely loved, because remember when there was supposed to be the anti-Beyonce protest in New York, and I actually promoted it because, hey, I wanted to see this. It was freezing outside. I think it was supposed to snow, and I was like, come on. I was sending it to people. Hey, you're against this Beyonce record? I was like, here's the address. Go. Tuesday morning, people were like, are you going? I said, I can't make it, but please go. I'm a total instigator. And then Tuesday morning, like, nobody was there.
At the concert, there was a Blue Lives Matter streamer flying with a blimp over the concert.
Oh, come on! You're going to do that, but you couldn't show up to the protest. Come on, y'all got to do a little better.
That better not have been paid for with taxpayer money. I hope that was not where their money.
Yeah, I don't think that they could. Yeah, I don't think that they could get away with something like that.
But for the Rachel Roy thing, my thing with the Beehive is don't attack someone's child. It goes to a point to me where it's out of line. Now, yes, she definitely should not have made that statement. I do not support side chicks. I, have no love or respect for them, period. They deserve whatever, little karma they have come into them, but not in the form of death threats and someone attacking their children. Kids have no place in adult conversation. You know what I mean? And making threats, even if it's a threat to someone's child, making threats to kill someone or beat them up, especially when you don't even know Beyonce, your down self, you don't know Rachel Roy, and you're so ignorant attacking Rachel Ray, the chef.
Right.
Be a fan, and I understand they call themselves the Beehive, like that's great or whatever. But when it gets to the point of being excessive and saying we, like I had someone comment on my page and like, well, we just feel this. I'm like, we, like, who the hell are you? You're just like me. You're not next to Beyonce. Like, you're not her personal representative.
Oh, and can I say that I tried to have an interview with one of her fans. Okay, guys. We're going to be on hold for just a second. Yeah, the person just dropped off. Be right back. Welcome back. We're getting ready to close in a minute. But I just needed to add that for the opening night of the show, Beyonce and her husband, Jay-Z, were right next to each other, smiling, and Beyonce thanked her husband for being there or whatever the exact words were. So, hey, this whole thing could have been for marketing, et cetera. I know there's been rumors of infidelity. But, hey, you know, they're doing what any responsible couple would do. The two are still together. The woman, they have a child together, which they had after being married. They're worth about $1 billion together. And these people who hardly have a man or have a relationship are picking on her, calling her a terrorist, and all these other things. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, Beyonce's always been my favorite beat-up person. But she's doing things right. You know, this is the capitalist way. You know, as far as her starting a business and building an empire, her and her husband together. So I don't understand what people are so upset about. And again, this album about cheating is art. It does not necessarily make it true. So that's the end of my.
I agree.
All right.
I agree. I just don't want anybody to get like arrested over making threats against someone they don't even know. Like it's crazy.
It's really not that serious. And as for those who carry on about artists all day long on social media and in forums and things like that, hey, I caught it early on. If you're going to be arguing about this and spending your entire day defending a person, hey, at least you should be getting paid for it. You know, you need to become a writer or something. And I've offered that to people. Would you like a space to write, since this is what you do all day long? I mean, at least you try and make this into a career and stop being a friggin' internet troll. I tried to interview one of her fans, by the way, or I had someone else try and do it, and, yeah, their response was kind of illiterate and incoherent. And I asked them to, like, resubmit their response, and yeah, it didn't really go so well. So that kind of turned me off from the Beehive a little bit. All I wanted to know was why are you a fan? What brought you to this state? You know, and can you say so in complete sentences? All right, so anyway, guys, this show has been brought to you by our parent company, VM3 Media, your source for all of your media and communication needs. I would like to thank our guest for today, Mr. Jay-V Simmons of Soul Ambitious, the group Soul Ambitious, and star of the new web series Bum Rush, who had to go earlier, but yeah, I was grateful to have him on. Also, Mr. Muhammad Wali, who just joined the team of PopGlitz.com as a new writer, and yeah, he also had to go a little early. He's editor-in-chief of the UK magazine Bazaar Daily News. And lastly, the lovely Tyger Leone of TygerLeone.com, who's last one standing on PopGlitz Island today. Thanks for coming on. And she also has her own podcast of the Tiger Luck Suite, correct?
Yes.
Available on iTunes.
iTunes and SoundCloud for people who don't have, you know, any Apple products. So
Yes, very important, very important. So we are live each and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Try to be exactly 3 o'clock. Didn't exactly happen today, but we got through this show. So make sure you tune in next Sunday and tune in to PopGlitz.com for the latest in entertainment news. And lastly, I keep forgetting, I am on Breitbart News on their podcast with Sunny Johnson. The show is Who Said That? No. Did she say that? You can totally tell that I lost my closing script today. Anyway, until next time, bye guys.